Hi, welcome to Dad Talk Network. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Today I am back in the kitchen with my wife Tracy, and today I know what she'll be making. She'll be making a 3-course meal, so the video will be a little bit longer today, so please make sure you stay tuned for the entire video. So without further ado, Tracy.
So today I'm going to make a Caribbean-inspired dish. It's going to be a red snapper with a side of coconut rice and sauteed zucchini. And I know you will enjoy it. So first I'm going to start to season my red snapper. And here I have just some spices off to the side here. I'm going to season it with some garlic powder, lemon pepper seasoning. I do have some salt and pepper on the side, some paprika. I'm going to sear it in some olive oil. This is about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. At the end of the sear, I will create a butter sauce with capers. And this is 1 stick of butter, 2 large tablespoons of capers. You can buy these in a jar that's normally in the pickle section. I'm going to season my red snapper on both sides. So here I'm just going to take some garlic powder and season both sides of each piece. I have here, this is about a 5 to 6 ounce pieces of red snapper that you can get from frozen, or you can get fresh at the supermarket or fish market. So first I start with the garlic on both sides. I know most people just season straight from the container. You can do that too. But this is a cooking show, so there's a method and a way to do it. And then you take a little bit of lemon pepper and you season both sides with the lemon pepper. Same, I have some pepper. Even though I have lemon pepper, I do like to add a little more pepper. So I'm going to just season the meat side, not the skin side. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then some paprika. And this will give a nice color to the red snapper. I do both sides with this. Okay, set this aside. And so now I'm going to let the seasoning just marinate on the red snapper while I prepare the coconut rice and the zucchini. Okay. My ingredients for my coconut rice. I have a cup of long grain rice. My favorite is Uncle Ben's, but you can use whatever you like. 2 13-ounce cans of coconut milk, not the sweetened kind, just the regular coconut milk. And this is the Goya brand, but you can get any brand that you like. I have 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. If you can't find a Scotch bonnet pepper, you can substitute it with a habanero, or you can leave the pepper out. I just like the taste of the Scotch bonnet in there, and it does give it a little bit of spice at the end. I have some thyme, fresh thyme, which I'll put in there, and it'll boil with the rice. I do have a teaspoon of salt, and as well as some dried parsley that I'm going to put in the pot. A medium-high heat, and I will add the rice, followed by 2 cups of water, 2 13-ounce cans of coconut milk. followed by the parsley and the salt. 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. And the thyme. And I will let this come to a boil. And that's it. Here I'm going to make the sauteed zucchini. About 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'll keep a little off to the side in case I feel as though I might need a little bit more oil if it's sticking too much. So I'm going to let this heat up. I have 2 green zucchini and 1 yellow zucchini. The yellow ones tend to be a little bit bigger, so I use 2 of the smaller green and 1 of the larger yellow squash. And then I have peppers and onions here chopped. You can chop the peppers and onions yourself. This is about a cup. Or you can buy the frozen, already chopped peppers and onions. And you would just need a cup of that. A half a stick of butter, a tablespoon of minced garlic. I have here a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt, as well as a teaspoon of garlic powder. So now my oil here is nice and hot. I'm going to add the zucchini. And I'm going to add the peppers and onions. I'll go ahead and add the salt, pepper, and garlic, teaspoon each. And the minced garlic. And zucchini is a vegetable that has a lot of water content. So if your pan seems a little full, no worries, because it will shrink and render down. Especially once you put the lid on it. And I'm going to hold off putting the butter until it gets about halfway cooked. So I'm going to put the lid on it and let it cook down and shrink for a few minutes. And then I'll stir it more and add butter. So the coconut rice is boiling nicely. It smells so good with the thyme and the coconut milk that's infusing into the rice. It smells delicious. So the zucchini is rendering down and sauteing. Give it a nice flip here. It smells delicious. Especially with the peppers and onions, it gives it a whole nother dimension of flavor. I've had plain zucchini before sauteed with just seasoning, and that's no fun. Definitely need to have those peppers and onions in there. Maybe a little teaspoon more of olive oil, just to make sure it doesn't stick. And I'm going to add my half stick of butter. Let that melt down. Okay, so looks like the zucchini is nicely cooked. And what I'll do is I'll turn off my fire. And I'll keep this covered. And I'll focus on cooking the red snapper. Going to make the red snapper. I'll start by adding about a quarter cup of olive oil. My pan was already nice and hot, so this oil will heat rather quickly. And I'm going to start by searing the red snapper first, skin side down. So I'm going to place my red snapper in. I'm going to let it sear for 2 minutes on the skin side, and then I'm going to flip it. So now that I flipped the fish, I'm going to put a cover on it so that it gets done in the center. So taking the cover off. I'm going to flip this back over. While it's nice and hot, I'm going to squeeze a whole lemon. That's one half. Then the second half. Then I'm going to add my capers. It's nicely mixed. Then I'm going to add my butter, full stick of butter. And what I do is at this point I turn off the heat. And I let the butter melt. Onto a dish. While this butter continues to melt. And then I pour my caper sauce over the fish. As the rice is rendering down, it's almost ready. I'm going to remove the thyme out of the rice mixture, and then I'm going to give it a good stir. And I'm just going to test the rice to make sure it's done. Perfect. Nice, creamy, rich coconut rice. Very fragrant. And that's ready for plating. Plate my dish. So I'm going to take some of the creamy coconut rice. Then I'm going to take a nice piece of the red snapper. And being sure that you get some of the nice lemon caper sauce. And then some of the nice flavorful zucchini.
Okay, so the moment we've all been waiting for, the taste test. So let's see how it tastes. Okay, I'll try the zucchini first.
The rice.
Nice. Try some of that rice.
red snapper.
Good. Try some of this snapper.
Delicious. Very delicious
Yes.
meal. You have the tanginess of the lemon sauce and capers with the red snapper, and then you get the richness of the coconut rice together. It's
Yes.
marvelous. Enjoy.
Let me get that last piece now.
Oh.
All right. As always, thank you for watching Dad Talk Network and our series of Back in the Kitchen. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Please stay tuned for an upcoming episode soon.